The David and Goliath effect. What is the David and Goliath effect? Well, you might have heard the story about David and Goliath. David is a kid, probably in his teens, who's got a lot of experience protecting his father's herd from wild animals. So he's developed a really deep knowledge of the sling and of the type of rock that goes in the sling. And he slings and he protects his animals that way. Now, Goliath is a warrior, on the other hand, who's had a whole bunch of military history, and he's actually the warrior that is brought forward when the Hebrews and the Philistines are coming at battle. What I call the David and Goliath effect is related to habits. Oftentimes, we get so used to doing something that we lose our guard. We start to be less vigilant. We're waking up in the morning at a particular time, and then we do this for quite some time. We feel really motivated on it, and yet at the same time we start to say, okay, well, maybe I can sleep one less day, or we're trying to give up a particular substance or drop a particular habit, and then we start to get used to this drop-in of our guard. Now, when we are really used to something, we tend to see a plateau. And when that plateau happens, we really ought to start to become more and more vigilant. To succumb to the David and Goliath effect is to take the stance of Goliath. And it's a really common practice that people think, hey, I'm running on a high, I'm doing really well, and I don't need any further help in this particular thing. If you're at that place, I want to hear from you, because you want to understand, how do we become vigilant? How do we remain disciplined? And how do we continue this process so that we do not fall into this effect of underestimating others and overestimating our own abilities? That's a tricky bit to cover. So keep this in mind as one of these types of biases we have towards our own competence, and stick with yourself, this David and Goliath effect. Understand it, see what it means for you and what it means for your own habits. Don't lose your guard, because as soon as you put your guard down, that's when David comes in and chops off your head. See how this relates to you? Thank you for listening. And I want to hear where you stand with all this. Does it make sense? Is it something that works for you? Share it around. Subscribe to my channel if you find that this is quite helpful, and we can move it forward from there. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video.